And then he said it.
Save you! That was his mistake!
This is one of the top 5 most reasonable crash outs in animation history ever. Hiro said the words no Disney kid had ever said before.
Do it, Baymax! Destroy him!
Do it, Baymax! Destroy him!
Do you think that was it? Well, trust me, Hiro's not the only one. Let's start with Mr. Incredible. Our super dad has one of the most explosive crash outs in Pixar history. Forget road rage. This is superhero dad rage, and it gets messy. Fast. The buildup starts long before his actual crash out. Bob lives in frustration. He's used to being a world-saving, city-smashing hero. But thanks to lawsuits and the government, supers are forced into hiding. His new life is full of traffic jams, insurance work, and all the boring stuff. He's sneaking out at night to feel alive, like in his glory days by stopping petty crimes. But his problem? He bottles it all up. He tries to play the family man, but we see those cracks early in the movie. It begins with those little things, the way he snaps at dinner.
Which is exactly what we have!
The way he lies to Helen. The way he hides his obsession with the past. It's all pointing toward a blow-up. His real crash out happens on Syndrome's Island. There, he discovers he's been played like some rookie.
You'll get over it. I seem to recall you prefer to work alone.
He literally loses all control. This isn't the calm, clever Mr. Incredible we know. This is pure anger. Years of pressure explodes at once.
Release me! Now!
Or what?
I'll crush her.
Oh, that sounds a little dark for you.
It's like he finally snapped after all those years, and now the only thing left is destruction. For a moment, I was actually a little scared of him. And if you thought that was it, wait till what happens next. In the next scene, Bob kills Mirage. Almost. He grabs her, lifts her up, and in his eyes, you see he's not thinking about right or wrong. You just know he's consumed by anger and betrayal.
There isn't. In fact, there's no time at all. Why are you here? How can you possibly bring me lower? What more can you take away from me?
But then it's Helen's voice that stops him, pulling him back from doing something he'd regret forever. Without that, who knows how far his crash out would have gone? But you know what? I kinda understand him. I understand Bob. I understand Mr. Incredible. His breaking point was the years of frustration, guilt, all the pressure. He isn't crashing out to look cool in some action scene or because someone rejected him. He's this man who's mourning the loss of his old life. He's been lied to, manipulated, and almost killed himself. If you were in his shoes, wouldn't you react the same way? Okay, out of all the crash outs on this list, Hiro's might be the darkest. But to be honest, it might also be the most understandable. We're talking about a kid who lost everything in one night. 1 minute, Hiro is at the top of the world. This guy got his invention, his whole bright future, his brother. And then Tadashi dies. The only family he had outside of his aunt. And both of them genuinely looked like Callahan.
Save you! That was his mistake!
Man, I was even offended when he said this. Hiro's pain now turns into this rage. He doesn't just want to stop Callahan. He wants him gone, erased, dead. Hiro pulls out Baymax's healthcare chip, the piece that makes him gentle and protective, and suddenly, the big, huggable robot isn't a friend anymore.
Hiro, this is not what...
He's a weapon. Hiro looks Callahan in the eye and gives the order probably no Disney kid has ever given before. Destroy. He basically told his cute best friend to kill that motherfucker.
Do it, Baymax! Destroy him!
And man, Hiro had every right to attack him. This crash out was totally justified. If this was not a Disney movie, he would have been blown to smithereens. Every second, I was just hoping that Baymax would trash Callahan around like Hulk did Loki. And by the way, the funniest part?
My life be like.
This man was genuinely shocked that Hiro crashed out after he disregarded his brother's death. I mean, come on. You really didn't think he would snap? But the power of the story, his friends, and even Baymax stop Hiro from killing Callahan. They stop him from crossing this line. Baymax refuses to become a killer. His friends literally pull Hiro back, reminding him that Tadashi wouldn't have wanted this. Tadashi deserved so much better, by the way. He was this absolute genius who built Baymax. I mean, he would have won a Nobel if his death wasn't necessary for the plot. To me, his death was insane nonsense. It was the worst part of this movie, but I'll leave my opinion out of this video. So I definitely think he has every right to be pissed off. Every damn right. When you're grieving, anger feels right. Maybe even relieving in some way. Revenge feels justified at that moment. But in the end, it probably leaves you more broken than you were before. I am glad that Hiro didn't really kill him. He's a good kid, and his friends truly care for him. Hiro found it in himself to let go of his anger. That's the true power of this movie. Now, another type of crash out, guys. Who remembers Lilo's from Lilo and Stitch? Her crash out is raw, unfiltered, and out of nowhere. No slow build, no hesitation, no deep plot twist like Hiro's. Just that one moment she decides to pull out her fists and slam them in someone's face.
What? What the fuck?
Yup, Lilo and fighting. I'm not lying. Lilo is carrying a lot of weight for a kid her age. She doesn't fit in with the other girls. She's grieving her parents, and her sister Nani is struggling to keep everything together. She's this lonely and misunderstood kid who is desperate for finding a connection. So when Myrtle, this cocky girl from some dance competition class, pushes her buttons...
Hello? You're a stinky dancer, and anything that you come up with is gonna be stinky. You'll never be like your mom.
Well, Lilo doesn't hold back. She doesn't just argue, she has a full-on little kid crash out. And I mean a sweet little girl, not so sweet anymore, swinging her fists in your face kind of crash out.
Okay.
That's it!
Smile!
To be honest, I was rooting for her during this scene. I know fighting isn't the answer, but she sure as hell crossed the line when she brought up her mother. I mean, what would you say if someone brings up your family during a fight? Violence is never the answer. But I guess sometimes it is, though. And when Stitch, you know, the guy who wants to destroy cities, even stops you at first, you know the crash out was real. I love the fact that Disney created a not-so-perfect kid that just fights, to be honest. Again, not that I support fighting, but little kids lash out when they're hurting, when they're bullied. Sometimes, I just wish I had the balls as a kid to stand up for myself when I was that age. Okay guys, now a crash out that might not seem big to some of you, but damn, my heart cried when I watched this scene.
No! Get away from him! Go on! Get out of here! Get away!
I will forever protect Toothless. Yes, we're going to talk about How to Train Your Dragon. If there's one moment where Hiccup completely loses himself, It's in How to Train Your Dragon 2. And unlike the quiet frustration from the first movie, this time his crash out is more explosive, heartbreaking, and aimed right at the one creature he loves. We love most, Toothless. Aww. The scene hits after Drago unleashes his Bewilder Beast and takes control of Toothless's mind. Under Drago's command, Toothless fires a plasma blast that kills Stoic.
Son! Dad! No!
In just literally a second, Hiccup loses his dad, the person he had just begun to truly understand and connect with again. His grief is overwhelming, but what makes it devastating is that it was Toothless's blast that killed Stoic. Of course, Toothless wasn't himself. He was hypnotized. But in that moment, Hiccup's grief blinds him. Okay, to be honest, of course I understand Hiccup. His dad just got killed. I would crash out probably even worse than he did. He turns on Toothless, screaming at him, shoving him away, and telling him to get out. It's that ugly human reaction of blaming the one closest to you, even when you know deep down it isn't their fault. Anyone who's gone through grief knows how messy it gets. You lash out, you push people away, you say things you don't mean. It was so damn brutal, because I've spent 2 movies watching this perfect bond between him and his dragon. Man, I just wish Toothless was real. Him yelling at Toothless literally hurt my heart a little. Okay, I know we've talked about Mr. Incredible, but of course, I can't forget Syndrome. Because damn, his crash literally changed his entire life. Back when he was just Buddy Pine, all he wanted was to be Mr. Incredible's sidekick, to help him save the world. Buddy was the good guy. He looked up to Bob like a god, inventing gadgets, sneaking into his car, and basically doing anything to prove he was worth it. For Buddy, this was more than just being a fan. If Mr. Incredible just accepted him, it would mean everything to him. And then the line that shattered it all.
Fly home, buddy. I work alone.
Oui, et ta tenue est complètement ridicule!
Just give me one chance. I'll show you. I'll go get the police.
That rejection wasn't just some, "No, buddy, not now, I'm busy." To Buddy, it was like his parents just rejected his entire existence, like he didn't even exist. His hero literally said in his face that he'd never belong in the world he dreamed of. And instead of moving on, Buddy crashed out. Hard.
It tore me apart. But I learned an important lesson. You can't count on anyone.
His crash didn't look like tears. It turned into this dark obsession. His crash out became his new identity. He reinvented himself as Syndrome. He built weapons of mass destruction and turned into a cold, ruthless villain. Every gadget, every scheme, every murder of another superhero came from that one moment of rejection. I know Syndrome's crash out is way darker than Mr. Incredible's. You might even think it isn't valid at all. But honestly, I just think it's a bit more valid than some people give him credit for. He's that kid who's already lonely, he doesn't fit in, and he is just desperate for someone who accepts him. His hero, the one man he builds his entire identity around, looked him in the eyes and practically said that he doesn't belong, that he's not worth it. I mean, that's trauma. Now, don't get me wrong, it's definitely no reason to become a killer, but I guess all I ever wanted was to belong somewhere. Unlike Bob or Hiro, who eventually pulled themselves back from the edge, Syndrome never does. He crosses that line forever and doesn't look back. His crash out doesn't last minutes or hours. It lasts a lifetime. Buddy Pine died the moment Mr. Incredible rejected him. He died during his crash out. It's proof that sometimes one emotional breakdown is enough to twist someone forever. Who remembers Elsa's crash out in front of an entire kingdom? From the second Frozen begins, Elsa is trained to suppress everything. Her parents drill it into her. Conceal, don't feel. For years, she bottles up her fear, her magic, and even her personality. She wears the perfect mask of control. The coronation is her breaking point. She's finally holding together until Anna starts pushing. She won't let it drop, calling Elsa cold, shutting her out, and demanding for answers right in front of everyone.
What did I ever do to you? Enough, Anna.
No, why? Why do you shut me out? Why do you shut the world out? What are you so afraid of?
Okay, I know Anna's not trying to be cruel. She's just being Anna, I guess. But to Elsa, who's already hanging by a thread, this is the last thing she needs. That terrible feeling of someone who keeps pushing and pushing your buttons when you're already breaking inside. And yes, that's when she crashes out.
Enough!
Sorcery.
The fear in their eyes makes it worse. She spirals, panics, lashes out, and in seconds, Arendelle goes from sunny summer to permanent winter. Damn, this was a crash out on a climate scale, actually. Most crash outs are big and messy, just like syndromes. But Metro Man's? Well, that one is a whole different story. In Megamind, everyone thinks he died in some big explosion. But the truth? This man staged the whole thing because he already crashed out long before. For years, Metro Man lived as this perfect superhero, always saving the day, always smiling, always carrying the weight of an entire city on his shoulders. He had this golden child syndrome.
All right, put your hands in the air.
But deep down, man, he was exhausted, tired of the pressure, tired of the routine, tired of being Metro Man. So when the moment came, he decided he had enough, faked his death, abandoned his city, his duty, his entire identity. That's his crash out. This man literally crashed out so hard that he just gave up his entire self, his entire life.
Metro Man was finally dead. And Music Man was born.
Music Man?
He basically declared himself dead. Man, that's a whole new level of crashing out. Metro Man has to be one of my favorite superheroes ever. He reminds me of some more realistic version of Superman, if that makes sense. I just love the fact that Metro Man was able to show off his power at an early age and not just turn into Homelander or be some egotistical superhero. It really shows how good of a person he is. He chose a simple and humble life instead of being some narcissistic leader with an iron fist. My opinion, he had every reason to crash out. Even Megamind had every reason to crash out, if you ask me. Who hasn't wanted to just disappear from their responsibilities and start over sometimes? And we don't even carry the weight of a whole city. Although some days, it sure feels like we do. Okay guys, I know Metro Man didn't explode with anger like Hiro did, or Bob, but man, this crash out was maybe the deepest of all. Metro Man was so powerful and now became a YouTuber.